is a mug, and again we want a nice long slab. The mug should be about 5 inches tall, and what we'll do is again smooth out the texture, both sides. You want to carefully flip it over. And then in order to make a mug and get a nice slab of clay that's equal in width, the first thing I do is I strike a line using my X-Acto knife and a ruler. Okay. And I want another line 5 inches tall. The way to make sure it is parallel to the line I just cut is if I measure up 5 inches and I make a mark. And I measure up 5 inches over here and make a mark. And then if I put the two, if I line that up and cut it out, then I know for sure that I have a nice equal piece of clay. Now we've got these tubes that work really well for mugs, and it's important to cover the tube with newspaper. Otherwise the clay is going to get onto the newspaper, wet the tube, and it's going to be hard to take off. So I'm just going to roll tightly the newspaper on, tuck the end in, and that's all you need. You don't need any tape or anything. And I'm going to use this part to measure, to guesstimate how much I need. So I'm going to put this on the end and roll it around. And I know that I've got plenty. But what I want to do is I want to save some to be the bottom of the mug. So I'm going to cut this generously here, and this is going to be the bottom. Now I'm going to roll this up around the tube. Let's go this way. And the clay is going to overlap, which is okay. And where it overlaps, I want to make sure I'm cutting through the two pieces of clay, and I'm going to, instead of going straight down, I'm going to angle it. Because if I angle it, what happens is there's more surface area to connect the two pieces. So I'm going to slip and score here and slip and score here. And connect them. Clay is very forgiving also. So here, I want to gently smooth the two pieces together. And on this seam, this is an excellent place to also attach the handle. And here I'll just cut that down when I get to there. Now on the bottom, I'm going to slip and score. And I do this first. This is a place where people forget to do this first. So slipping and scoring. And then I'm going to put it on the bottom. Then what I want to do is cut around, not exactly that size, but just maybe a 1/16 of an inch larger, all the way around. I'm going to give it a little tap, and then I'm going to move it off the edge. When I move it off the edge, that gives me a nice grip to pull up and smooth that clay and integrate the bottom to the top. So I'm going to do that all the way around. Now if you have too much clay, then you'll notice that you're going to have a little lip on the bottom. And one way to remedy that, see that you might have this little, see it go out like that? Making sure the table is nice and clean. I'm going to gently roll it, and that gives you a nice straight cylinder once again. Now, this is all you can do in one day, because if I were to put a handle on here, it would pull it out of round. It's really important never to leave this inside, because as clay begins to dry, it also shrinks. So this is the best time to then put it away for the day. And when you put it away, what you want to do is you want to wrap it up on the board. Remember, do not wrap the board up with your plastic bag. Put your name on the project, because everyone's going to make the same thing in the beginning, and put it in the proper. After you've unpacked your mug, and it's the next day, again, we want to make this even. So if I put it on the center of the turntable, and I put my elbow against my hip, and take my X-Acto knife and go around, it will stay exactly where it needs to be, and cut off and make an even edge. Does that look pretty even? Does that look high on this side?
A little bit.
Let's do that again. So I've scribed a line, and what I can do is follow that line and cut it down. Now this edge is a very sharp edge. It might not look so sharp right now or feel so sharp now because it's nice soft clay, but once it gets fired, it's going to be very, very sharp. So using a sponge, I'm going to get it nice and wet. And I'm going to take a chamois. This is a piece of skin. It used to be deer skin. It's probably cow skin or other animal skin. And get it nice and soggy. Nice and soggy. And put it on the inside and the outside. And with my fingers, press down just slightly. Keep going around until I get a nice, rounded, smooth edge. Really nice and smooth. If I need a little more water, go back, make it nice and slimy, and do it again. You really want to make sure that if you're using this as your hot chocolate mug, that your lips are going to enjoy as much as your eyes. Okay. So remember, where the seam is, that's a perfect place to put your handle. Now I could do a very, very simple handle, but the mug is your very own special hot chocolate mug. So it really needs to be something unique that says that it's your mug. So I don't want to see just plain handles. You can go to the 5 and dime. Actually, it's probably the dollar store now, huh? But anyone can make just a handle. And you're taking pottery to be creative and express yourself and be who you are, show who you are. So I'd like you to make the most creative mug that you can make that says this is truly your